Man, it's been like so long since we've all three hung out together.
It really has. It really has.
I mean, Dylan and I hang out all the time.
Oh,
You guys just leave me out, okay?
I've Sunday night mental.
Why do you think this room is soundproof?
Oh,
Hold on. Woo!
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Binger's Anime Edition. As always, I'm your host, Mo.
And I'm Matty, and we're just a little podcast that talks about different animes with our fellow weebs out there. But this week we have something special, so Mo, do you kind of want to talk about that?
Yeah, last week we kind of hinted at something very special, something very first for Binger's Anime Edition.
Yeah, so this week we have a special guest with us. So, Dylan, do you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Yeah, sure. I'm Dylan. I don't know what else to say. I told you I was nervous for this.
It's okay. You're
okay.
fine. You're fine.
You can be nervous. It's
Good.
totally fine.
Good.
If you've ever listened to our first episode, you definitely know.
I have.
You know.
Yeah, so this is going to be a first for us because we're trying to figure out this mic equipment, and I'm literally just sitting between the two mics and switching back and forth, so this will be a good time.
It's going to work out.
It's going to be great. It's going to be
fine.
so much fun. So, Dylan, do you kind of just want to talk about like how we know each other and stuff?
Well, we all met each other pretty much at our old place of work. Well, I still work there, but only for a couple more weeks because I actually just got a job at the ER.
Wait, did you really?
I did.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
I still have to pass boards, but yep, my brother got me a job there, so I'm pretty excited.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, what are you kind of going to be doing? Like,
Everything I can. I've never done CPR on someone, so I'm going to love to do that. So, like, when people talk about, like, trauma and stuff, they're always like, oh, that's awful. But no, like, if someone's dying, that's where I want to be. It's kind of weird. Like, I love blood.
Dude, we're all a little bit weird here,
Okay.
so it's okay. Like,
Yeah.
we like the dark stuff, which is why we watch a lot of anime.
I mean, we also
probably.
talked about getting body pillows last week, so you know.
You know,
That is true. I remember that.
we talk about that a lot, actually.
But it's weird because, like, I don't want someone to die, but it's more of like, I like the opportunity to learn.
You like that, like, adrenaline type?
Yeah, like, I just want to learn and be in that position. So, I don't know. I love learning. I realized that, like, through school and stuff.
It's like, I don't want somebody to die, but I want to be in that rush.
Yeah, it's a weird way to put it, but yeah.
Yeah, so to clarify, Dylan is a nurse.
I'm a nursing student. I'm not just really weird. I just graduated.
He just, like, goes to the ER. He's like, let me do CPR.
No, yeah, like, that's one of the things. And, like, you realize that, like, you love needles and stuff. Like, I love being poked with the needle and stuff. And I love giving people shots and stuff like that. It's so cool.
That's awesome, though, when you can find something that you really like that.
Wait, we're not going to talk about the fact that he loves being stabbed with needles, like...
I've had
Hey, there's
people
some
go.
weird people out there, my dude.
Yeah, people go up to me and are like, "Wait, do you do drugs or something?" I'm like, "No, I'm a nursing student and we practice with needles and stuff like that." Like, if you go to like Walmart or something, you'll see someone with a big vein.
You're like one of those like kids that used to like stick needles like right under their skin and stuff.
I did do
What?
that.
What?
I did that on my
People did
finger. Oh yeah,
Yes.
like you take like a thumbtack or something like that and you put it
Stick
underneath.
it right under the
Yeah.
skin, and you
Yeah.
can like see it through your skin.
Wait, seriously?
Yes, this was a thing.
You never did that?
No, I didn't
I
do
feel
that.
like that was a normal thing to do.
I was a wimpy child. I was, for lack of a better word, I was a total pussy as a kid. Which is kind of surprising since I was such an aggressive like athlete. Like, I literally would just like kick and hurt people and crush people's testicles, and like that was what I did when I played soccer. But no, I never stuck needles under my skin. It
No,
was
there-
never a deal.
There were like a few of those kids in like elementary school and stuff that would like literally do that. Like they'd stick lead underneath their skin and stuff like that.
I used to take mechanical pencils and take out the
Yes!
lead and pretend I was giving myself a shot.
I mean, I've done that, but I also one time stabbed one of my friends with a mechanical pencil, and the graphite got stuck in her skin. You can still see it. That was sophomore year of high
I never
school.
did that.
That sounds exactly like you, Matty.
Yeah, you want to know who it was?
So Dylan, kind of want to tell us how you got into anime?
Honestly, like my brother Taylor watched a lot of like Dragon Ball Z and stuff, and as a little kind of kid, you're like, oh, that's kind of cool. But then like I started to watch like Avatar: The Last Airbender and the old Teen Titans, not the Teen Titans Go. I'm like,
Oh, don't get me started on Teen
like-
Titans Go.
but like stuff like that, especially Avatar, before it just now randomly got so popular. But like stuff like that, I'm like, okay, that's cool. And then I slowly just started watching like a tiny bit of Dragon Ball Z. I'm like, okay, I like that. And then I got a Funimation account, and I was like, okay, I like this. And I got my Crunchyroll account. I'm like, okay,
Getting all the anime accounts.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a weeb now.
Yeah. And then like obviously like I watched dubbed first, but then I watched that for so long, and then I realized that like I know there's a whole controversy between dubbed and subbed, and
Oh my gosh, we've talked about that so much on this podcast.
I mean, you guys, our stance on it. It's like, we're like, either one is
it's
great.
either like, hey, what do you watch? Oh, I watch dubbed. Oh, I watch subbed. What you do? No, I read manga. It's like stuff like that. I'm like, it doesn't really matter. But like now that like I watch subbed, you can watch anything.
Yeah.
Really, it's not
you're not limited to.
You're not limited, and it's kind of weird because like I'll watch something and subbed and love it, and then I'll watch it in dubbed. I'm like, these voices, I know what they're saying, but for some reason it's so weird.
Yeah, I understand what you mean.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, there's definitely some animes where I'm like, I definitely prefer this. Like Attack on Titan, I love the sub way more, but I've watched the dub multiple times.
Yeah.
But like Miraniki, Future Diary, which I don't think you've seen.
No, I
but
haven't.
there is no way you can watch that sub because there's way too much text on the screen at any one time. Like, remember Mo when we watched that?
Gosh. We watched about halfway through of it in subbed, and then I was like, we have to switch to dub because I have no idea what's going on. And like,
because like there'll be diary entries and like no, I kid you not, the entire screen will be covered in text, and you have to read it in like
but
a
they
second.
won't like explain what the text say, or like they'll just go do something, and it's like, what just happened? Like,
Yeah.
Which I definitely like the sub better because they didn't sound like they were adults. They sound like actual middle schoolers, which was their age. But there was no way I could comprehend what was going on, so I was like, we had to switch.
But like obviously like stuff, it's hard to convert. Like if you start a show dubbed and then midway through it's hard to switch to sub because like honestly my favorite one
I
anime.
actually find it harder to switch from sub to dub.
Now I get that would be a lot harder.
I can do it if it's from dub to sub, but from sub to dub I can't do that.
I agree with that. Yeah, because like my favorite anime is One Piece, so like obviously that's so long. So when I caught up to where the dubbed stopped, I didn't watch it for a long time, and so I was like, you know what, I really like this show, so I'm gonna continue to watch it, and that's what actually got me into subbed. My Hero, I watched that dubbed.
Yeah,
and like stuff. All shows are subbed, but there's just some that I'm like, I've already seen all of it dubbed, and I like it, so I'm gonna keep watching it like that.
Mostly, like, I try to watch it like dubbed because I like to be able to do things like while I'm watching it.
Yeah.
Because like with sub, you have to pay attention because like I don't know Japanese, and so it's But I mean, if they don't have it dubbed, I will watch it subbed. But my main MO is dub.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just like anime.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. If I was fluent in Japanese, I'd probably just watch it all in Japanese, but I'm not fluent in Japanese. And I'm lazy.
I know this probably happens to so many people, but like when people are like, because I have a One Piece sticker on my car, like, oh, what's the sticker in your car? I'm like, it's a One Piece sticker. It's an anime. They're like, anime? That porn stuff? Like, I'm like, no, that's hentai. They're like, I thought anime was the porn. I'm like, no,
that's like
no.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I love that. Like,
so those are always fun conversations.
Yeah,
we talk about Boku no Pico way too much on this podcast.
Do.
You guys talk about Food Wars too. I'm like,
love Food Wars.
Like, should I watch Food Wars?
Dude,
they make it sound fun, but I'm like,
dude, I've never wanted to cook so much in my life, and I've never been like so turned on watching an anime before.
I don't know. It just makes me want to like eat when I watch Food Wars. It makes me want to go cook the food that they make and then eat it. I'm just like sitting there eating like rice bowls and stuff like while watching Food Wars.
In some shows, their food looks so good.
I know, right? But yeah, so Dylan actually has a lot of merch, like anime merch, comparatively to Mo and I, who has none.
I have a few, like, not dolls, but they're like
what
little...
are they called? The
Pops.
Yes, yeah, the Pops.
I have Pops, and then...
Do you have any figurines?
I do. I have a giant Zoro from One Piece, and then I have Sasuke.
Ooh.
obviously from Naruto.
Sasuke?
So
We were talking about that last night.
yeah, I have one of those.
Have you seen those videos of like Naruto saying Sasuke in different languages, or just like all the different the different...
No.
Oh my
It's so
gosh.
freaking funny. You gotta go watch it. Like, my favorite is the German. He goes like, Sanso Sasuke.
Yeah, I was watching one from Neo Genesis last night, and it was a scream, and then freaking like the guy does the Italian scream, and literally he's like, whoa! I was like,
The Mario like
it
scream.
literally sounded like Mario, and I was like, what? It was really
I didn't even
funny.
know they made a German version, whatever. Of
Yeah, I
it.
didn't either.
Well, I was watching the whole Death Note, lights laugh in
Oh,
different
yes.
languages.
Oh, okay.
Which one is
You
it? The
know?
Hungarian one, which is just like insane.
No, it's the Italian one. The Italian one, he went for it, dude. Like, I was sitting there and I was like, that's kind of terrifying.
Ah, that'd be weird.
There were some of them that were like, ho, ho, ho. I was like, what?
That's me laughing. Let's
But
be honest here.
I don't know. Like, my favorite was like when the Mexican one, and it was like, yo soy Kira. I was like,
See, Dylan and I over here, I'm like, I can't speak Japanese.
No,
to save
I
my
can't.
life. This is why Mo's
I mean,
here.
I've picked up like few Japanese phrases over my years of like
Konnichiwa and
Kawaii.
onichi.
nada and
Nani.
The only one I've really learned is like kawaii, because I'll look away and they'll say kawaii. I'm like, oh, who's cute and stuff like that. I'm like, what?
Wait,
I know that.
Who do I need to stare at right now?
Yeah.
it's like some phrases will like pop up and stuff like when I'm watching sub and I'm like, I already know what that is
Yeah.
before the sub comes up.
I'm trying to remember how we realized we both watched anime, because it was in high school. Well, when we were in high
Nani?
school. But like, how did that happen?
I don't know.
I know that Mo talked to you first before I did about it.
Did
Because
I?
you came up to me and you were like, you don't
Maybe.
like Asta. And like, you're like,
Oh, yeah. I remember that
I vaguely
now.
remember this. Like, you came up to me very aggressively in the middle of like work, and you were like, you don't like Asta. I'm like, why are you
Yeah.
talking about anime
I-
in the middle of work right now?
I do remember that. But anime is it's so weird, because when you find people to talk about it, you can talk all day long, but no one goes around saying, "Hey, do you watch anime?" No one does that.
Or like, hey, I watch anime. Come
Yeah.
talk to me
Come
about
talk
it.
to me. I'm lonely.
So like, even though like we worked together, we didn't know. We all had
It's
this
like for the first like 3 years that we all worked together, none of us knew that we all watched anime.
yeah.
Well, like, we went the other day to Egbert's, and like, apparently everyone there and their dog was watching anime, so we were literally just watching videos on the counter.
I know. The only person I know of who else does is Dylan.
Yeah, Dylan.
There's
watches
two
it.
Dylans that work with us. So there's me and there's another one. I know
He
he
watches AOT,
Yeah.
and then I know that Kaylin does, and a couple other people.
I forgot about Kaylin. Yeah, he does.
I might need to edit. Should we edit out their names?
No,
They're
they're
never
fine.
gonna listen.
They're never
They're
gonna
fine.
listen. You guys got a call out if you're listening right now. So congrats to y'all.
It's a great first job.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I feel like everybody reaches their no matter where you work, if you know it's not meant to be, you reach your limit. And then, like for me, I worked there. It's 2002. I think I worked there for almost 6 years, and that's a long, long time
Well, it's
to.
like I was talking to this about somebody today, and I was like, I would still be at Egbert's, and I think Egbert's is such an amazing job and stuff. It's the people there that really make me not want to be
Yeah.
there anymore.
Yeah, I agree. But I got to a point where I was just like, one, I'm glad I worked in a restaurant, because that's taught me a lot.
Oh yeah,
But
same.
two, I got to a point where I'm like, I don't care how you want your eggs cooked. I don't want. Okay, this is funny. So,
I don't care if you want your hash browns on top of your biscuits and gravy.
oh my god, people are so
Oh,
picky.
or like your eggs, like between your pancakes, but the waffle not to come out before it's warm, and like if it is,
Yeah.
you scream and yell at me in the middle of the restaurant, and then I cry in the bathroom. Yeah,
Okay, if you can't guess by it, Egbert's is a breakfast restaurant. So for nursing school, there's clinicals. So clinicals are where during school you go to an off-site, so either the hospital, doctor's office, stuff like that, and you just learn. And you'll do that for a couple days. One of my first rotations was at a nursing home, and they're like, "Hey Dylan, I need you to go get this resident's breakfast order." I'm like, "Yeah, sure, I can do that." And I walked in, I'm like, "Hey, what do you want for breakfast?" They're like, "I want eggs over easy. I want sausage patty and wheat toast." I'm like, "Are you serious?" I left work to go to school to take the same order I would have taken at work. It was so stupid. And then like you just reach a point where, because I felt bad. So it's fun messing with old people, because this one lady, she was really mean to me, and she's like, "Hey, I need a menu." This was at the retirement home, and so she's like, "I need a menu." I was like, "Yeah, sure, ma'am. I'll go get you a menu." I never got our menu. We went back next week. Turns out she died, and so I felt bad. And then, yeah,
Kill it.
It's not like I killed her, but it's just funny stuff like that. And like there was this.
Killed her with your juju.
Yeah, no, but there was this other resident. And she was my favorite. I'm not going to say her name, but on my pen that I take notes with, it has a light and a laser pointer. And she had dementia, so she's not fully all the way there. And I'll say her name's Stacy. Her name's not Stacy. But I pointed at the laser pointer at her feet. I go, "Stacy, what's that?" And she was like, I don't know. What is that? I'm like, "It's just a laser pointer. I got you." So it's awful.
You're
but
mean to old
no, it's so funny.
Hey, if they get laughs out of it.
Oh yeah, everyone thought it was funny because everyone knows my personality. Like I'm not a jerk. I love messing with people in a very good way. But
oh my gosh. But yeah, I'm so salty that you guys leave me out.
It's fine. It's fine.
Well, I actually stayed that night at his house every once in a while whenever.
Yeah, you
I
did.
need to, so
You did.
it's
Yeah.
great.
Tisk, tisk, tisk.
I mean, you can just show up. Their door's usually unlocked.
No, they started locking it.
I still have a key, so.
Do you really?
Yeah. I
For the
probably should
longest
give that
time,
back
I think
to
you had a key to my house before I did, actually.
Really?
Yeah,
I should probably give that back.
it's fine.
Yeah,
That'll be
Dylan,
fine.
did you move into a new house?
I did. I moved out.
How is it?
It's awesome. I love it.
Wait, where are you living?
I live in Wassa. Did you not know that?
What? No, I didn't know that!
I moved out, yeah, with my brother and a few friends.
I want to come over sometime.
You really should. It's a really nice house.
We'll have
I want to come
party.
over because I've seen that house on Snapchat.
Snapchat?
stories.
Yeah, it's a nice house. It's a very
I want
nice
to come
house.
over because I just want to see the house.
Yeah, it's really nice.
I see the bathroom in Dalton's TikToks.
Not no more since TikTok took away its views.
TikTok. Let's not make this another TikTok episode.
Okay, we have so many of those. But yeah, so I feel like we should start talking about the show
What
we're
show
reviewing
we're doing?
today. So,
All right.
Dylan, do you want to introduce the show we're talking
We
about
are
today?
talking about The Promised Neverland.
I love this show.
I actually really like it.
I do too.
It's definitely one of the best ones from the winter 2019 season that came out. So, Mo, do you kind of want to talk about the production information a little bit?
Let's get into production information. So, The Promised Neverland is a dark fantasy sci-fi thriller that was originally adapted from a manga written by Kaiju Shirai. Sorry, I'm going to butcher these two names. I'm so sorry.
Dude, you're doing better than what we would have done.
And illustrated by I told you I'm going to butcher these names. These are the two that I've never seen before, and so I'm going to butcher them. Posuka Dimizu. The manga was originally published in Weekly Shonen Jump from August 1st of 2016 to June 15th of 2020. The anime was directed by Mamoru Kanabe, music by Takahiro Otaba, and it's by Studio Cloverworks. The anime's original one was from January 11th of 2019 to the present because we are getting a season 2 in January of 2021.
Wait, isn't the manga about to end?
Yeah, the manga's going to end in October of 2020 this year. And we're also getting a live action film in December 18th of this year.
I don't know if I like that.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. Like, remember when we watched the trailer for the Tokyo Ghoul?
Yeah, that one.
It looked interesting.
It looked interesting. I don't know. I feel like, okay, every time there's a live action, I always go, wow, this could be really good. But
And then you
it
remember
never
Death Note.
is. Death Note, oh my god. No Death Note, no Death Note.
No, never again.
No.
But yeah, you guys might recognize Cloverworks from their other animes that they've done, including Fairy Tail, Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, Darling in the Franxx, and the one that I've kind of been talking about recently, Balance Unlimited.
Yeah, you like Fairy Tail, don't you, Dylan?
I do like Fairy Tail. I'm so close to finishing it, but
I finished it.
But I never finished it.
It's really good.
I need to finish it.
It's like, it's heartwarming. Like, you know how it ends? You know how you feel like you're part of the guild?
Oh, yeah.
And like, it's just one of those things that you're like, I'm going to miss this. Like, this has been,
I always
this has
wanted
been
to
my
get,
guild.
Like, I've always thought about getting
Yes, get a Fairy Tail tattoo.
Why do I feel like that's such like a typical like weeb thing is to get like a Fairy Tail tattoo?
I was in Walmart one time. I walked in. There was this guy, and he had a Fairy Tail tattoo. I walked up to him. I was like, I love your tattoo.
I was at the lake this last weekend, and somebody had a Fairy Tail sticker on their car.
Yes.
Oh my
Wait,
God.
why don't we just get stickers for our cars? I need to get a bunch of stickers.
I want a sticker for my car. All right. Matty, you want to take over the synopsis?
Yes, I will. So the synopsis is pretty easy to understand for the most part. I decided to be a little bit more poetic this time. So the story follows our 3 protagonists, Emma, Ray, and Norman, where they live on this orphanage with 35 other children raised by their mother, and they're all under the age of 12. And they live their peaceful, seemingly joyful lives until Emma and Norman discover something sinister happening behind the scenes, and then pretty much they just need to escape because they're being sold off as like
so poetic, and then
and then I was just kind of like, fuck this, I'm not poetic. And then they realize they're livestock, and so they're just like
cow.
They're cow, and they're like, fuck, we need to escape. Keep in mind that all these children are under the age of 12.
Yeah.
And our 3 main characters are like around 11. So pretty much this show is like a mindfuck, I would kind of say.
Yeah, because you start off...
It's like child abuse mixed with like psychological stuff.
Well,
I mean, I wouldn't really say it's child abuse.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
they literally kill them to eat them.
No. They don't abuse them before they kill them.
Child abuse.
That's not child abuse. That's just straight up murder.
That's true.
Like
they do live happy lives,
I mean,
but yet they do
considering that
kill
all
them.
of this is pointed towards children, I would call it child abuse, but...
No. They get better lives than most of the kids in our orphanages in our foster system.
Probably, yeah.
Until they get killed. I'm just saying. But yeah.
Agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree. But yeah, that's pretty much the synopsis. Should we just get into characters?
Let's talk about these characters, man.
So, Dylan, do you kind of want to talk about one of the main protagonists real quick?
If you want me to.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Take it away, Dylan.
I'll talk about Emma. She's easy to talk to. Or talk about.
Well, she's easy to talk to, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because she's so outgoing and like, she's so... I don't relate to a lot of characters, but I feel like I can relate to this character because she can be so joyful and she loves to help people, which I like. I feel like I like to help people too, and she just wants to make everybody happy, and like I love making people happy, but she's the life of the party, I feel like, wherever she goes, and then she's also a really good leader.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like she's the one that's like, when we're gonna escape, we need to take everyone with us because they're our family and we can't leave anyone behind, even though it would be easier if just Ray, Norman, and Emma just escaped.
Yeah.
So like
and
her heart and her sense of selflessness is so appealing as a character.
Yeah, and as always, there will be spoilers.
Oh, yeah.
We forgot to mention
Sorry,
that.
y'all.
Got ahead of ourselves this time, but...
Y'all should have known. If you're still here, you know why. But yeah, Mo, do you kind of want to talk about one of the other protagonists
Let's talk about Norman.
Fucking Norman.
I actually really like Norman.
I like Norman, too.
Oh my gosh, like, his whole storyline was the one that I was like... Oh.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Norman, he is just that, like... character that you can't help but like, like
yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
He was like, there were so many times in like the anime where he like sacrificed himself for everyone else, and I mean, how can you not love a character like that, and like he did it like with no like hidden intention or anything like that.
I mean, he's just such a he's designed as like the super smart strategical character from the home, because we didn't explain this part. So the home they're in, the orphanage, is... Wow, we really didn't explain any of this. Well, I did a terrible job with the synopsis. My bad, y'all. But pretty much, this orphanage is called Grace... Farms?
Grace Fieldhouse or
something like that. And so there's this mom character that takes care of these children and raises them to be extremely intelligent and very smart, because the smarter they are and the better performer they are, they're fed to these monsters that... feed off of them, and they
like their brains.
Yeah, their brains and stuff. So the smarter the character, the better the merchandise.
Yeah, like higher quality.
Kind of,
and so
kind of like how cows are. And
yeah,
stuff
and
that.
like Norman is, I think, the best out of all of them because he is the smartest. He has the best brain, but also like Emma's perfect scores, and so is Ray. So the 3 main characters are the cream of the crop in terms of produce. Wow, that sounded terrible. But yeah, sorry y'all, I didn't explain that. Maybe.
But yeah, he is the very, like, he is not the muscle or anything like that. He's the, like, planner and the strategist and stuff. Like, he's the one that concocts the whole operation to escape, even though he doesn't escape.
No.
Rip. Oh, too soon.
But, like, even though, like, he knew that he was, like, his time was coming, he still concocted this whole plan to save everyone else.
Oh, yeah, he is a very interesting character, and I really did like him a lot. But yeah, I'll talk about Ray real quick. He's actually one of my favorite characters, but he's a total, like...
He redeemed himself.
He's like... I don't know. He's very like backstabby, but like pretty much Ray is also one of the smartest kids. He's 11. I think he's the oldest out of everyone, I want to say. And he is pretty much like he's really good at like fidgeting with technology and like he reads a lot, but he's also extremely blunt and very candid and very cunning. And so I'm not going to really spoil like what his role is in this show because it doesn't really need to be talked about, but he has a significant impact on the planning and everything going on at the house. So he's a very fascinating character. And
yeah, he's like one of the smartest ones.
Oh yeah, he goes through a lot of I mean he kind of goes through some character development. I mean, not so much character development but more like reveals he's not a two-dimensional character. There's a lot of depth to this character.
Yeah.
I mean, in this show there's not very much character development, but if I had to say that there was one character that went through character development, it would be Ray.
Oh yeah. I also feel like this is only one season. I feel in the future seasons and in the manga, they do a lot of character growth, probably throughout. But that's just speculation.
Let's move on to Isabella, or Mom.
Mom. Do you want to talk about Isabella a little bit?
I'll talk about her. She starts off obviously as like, I feel like, not the perfect mom, but a really good mom, like caring, you know, nurturing, like you're hurt, let me help you, you know, you're my baby and stuff like that. And then turns out she's just not really who you think she is.
Very two-faced.
And then when they all kind of find out who each other are, she goes, well, it's nice to officially meet you without, you know, pretending.
That was so creepy.
Yeah. She goes, now we're not pretending or acting. It's nice to actually finally meet you. And then you find out, like, she's evil. And then near the end, you find out she was just like Emma. But she stayed in Emma. I don't know, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Isabella made the show. Like, I think she was the best character. She added to the thriller, the psychological horror aspect. Her smirk, her knowing smirk.
I like how they take a clean-cut character, like her, very neat, tied back, you know, but then the little things that she does that make her terrifying.
Yeah.
You know? Like the little stares and the little smirks.
The like side glance where she knows what's going on, but she doesn't have to say anything in her
or when she like broke
watch.
Emma's leg.
Oh god.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
just the little things.
See, so there's child abuse.
Okay, that is child abuse. That's child abuse. Okay, you guys are right. But she literally like she just smiles the whole time doing it. It's so creepy.
Oh. I honestly love the parallels between Emma and her, you know, how though when she found out, you know, the secret like behind the big wall and everything, like she just kind of gave up. You know, she just, you know, didn't want to go on anymore, and she just decided to give in to the offer that, you know, the plantation gave her. Whereas Emma was like, no, I'm gonna fight. I'm getting out of here one way or another, you know, whether that's in a body bag or over the wall.
Which is really interesting because like they all asked like at the beginning what they want to do when they first leave, and Emma's like, I don't want to leave, I want to stay. And then she moves from I wanted to stay and help raise kids instead of, and now she wants to just get away.
Oh yeah, I know. It's just the show in general just does a really interesting job at showing how like the characters are trying to get out.
It's like a whole mind fuck.
Well,
it really is. Yeah.
One of the things with Isabel, like Norman asked her, right, like at one moment that he asked, he's like, "Are you happy?" And she literally stops, and like it's the first time
really
ever
caught her off
she
surprise.
was so caught off guard, and I was like, I think it really was revealing. She's like, I love all my children; they're like my own children, and she just is ignorant, and she is like, she separates herself from the emotions of what's happening to these children. And she's able to live past that. But when she's asked if she's truly happy, she kind of just stops.
She gives off a response that's like, she's never been asked that before.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And it's like that response, you're like, wow, she's not happy, but like, you can tell she hasn't been in that mindset. She's been in kind of like this zombie phase of this was what my life is now.
I mean, she's
like step by step.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And like she's 31, so she's been doing this for a hot minute.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, it's just very...
Since she was 12, you know?
Oh, yeah. I mean, this character, she is definitely, I think, what made this show. She won Best Antagonist of, 2019?
Yeah,
did she really?
February when Crunchyroll did their awards, she won Best Antagonist.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, I mean, then again, Crunchyroll's awards, they don't speak for the masses, but I think Isabelle she made a lasting impact on a lot of people.
Yeah, I think in this next season, I think she'll play a really bigger role.
I hope so.
I think we'll get to see, in the next season, a different side of Isabella.
Yeah, because it was the very last episode. I feel like she changed into who she used to be, and I think she'll be a really nicer person and okay.
As long as they don't kill her.
I think she will be killed.
I think she'll be killed off.
Because she can't
screwed up too big.
She can't leave anyway because of the implant. So
well, she might not get killed off because she still is producing really good merchandise. Oh my god, I sound awful. But and if you're thinking the mindset of them, some of the younger children that they left there, like Phil, he's a genius.
Mm-hmm.
And
but still, he wouldn't even be able to go for another,
Exactly, but Isabella raised him. She clearly is capable of raising great children, even if she had this massive fuck up. But she can still produce a great product.
I don't think they'll kill her off for what happened. I think they'll kill her off because what she's going to change into.
That probably.
That's what I think.
I don't know.
I can see that.
We'll see what happens. We're speculating over here. If any of y'all have read the manga, please reach out to us and tell us how wrong we are.
Please don't. I don't want spoilers.
Well, I've never read a manga, but I feel like if I could read a manga, it would be on this show.
Dude, sometimes I've read some mangas of some shows, and I'm like, I'm kind of glad I read this.
Really?
Yeah.
Or in High School Host Club, definitely one of those that you need to read the manga, which I haven't, but...
Demon Slayer was good.
Well, Demon Slayer still has multiple years. They're going to produce some good stuff. I'm excited about the Demon Slayer. Have you seen Demon Slayer, Dylan?
Yeah.
Demon Slayer is good. I like Demon Slayer.
Let's talk about Phil, since he was brought
Fucking
up.
Phil.
You don't like Phil?
No, I love Phil so much.
He's so cute.
that boy.
Phil, he was one of those characters. Everything is kind of a little bit loophole-y in this anime, where, it's how can a 4-year-old have the same mentality as a 12-year-old, know, and think, be mature, somebody's okay, there are these man-eating monster things that, are going to come eat you, but you guys have to stay here because you can't make it over the wall.
Yeah, maybe we should explain that a little bit better. Phil is 4, and he figures out that they're pretty much being fed to something at 4, but doesn't tell anyone because he doesn't want to be right.
He figures something's off because all the older kids are not themselves, and so when he brings it up to him, he's like, yeah, I kind of figured something was off, but it's how do you must be really smart to...
Yeah. I mean, they hint at it a lot. When I was rewatching it, they're like, what's Phil's score and stuff? And he's 260 and 300's the max. And he's 4. So, clearly he's the cream. He's probably going to be smarter. He's going to be more intelligent than everyone else.
Yeah.
And so, I haven't seen theories, but I've heard theories about, he's the puppet master of everything. He's the true mastermind behind it all, and I can see that eventually.
Conspiracy theories.
Yeah. Let's go to my UA deep dive of who the traitor is of Class 1A.
Oh my gosh, you've got a whole book on that.
Oh, it's right here, baby. I'm not going back.
Do you know who it is?
No.
I know that's off topic.
I have 6 pages of notes about who I think it is. It's an analysis of who the character is.
He's broken down every single thing.
Everything. And I'm actually going to do a review about it sometime soon. I'll probably record something.
Let's talk about the catalyst that basically started off this whole, thing of getting out of the plantation.
Do we want to talk about Dawn and Gilda?
I mean, we can.
I mean, they're just
They're just kind of there.
I mean, Gilda's just super smart. She kind of breaks down everything. She's super observant. She's a very quiet, timid girl, while Dawn's the complete opposite. He's a real rambunctious, talkative, and loud, but they pretty much are taken in pretty early to help escape from the plantation.
They're the second group of older kids, right under Emma, Ray, and Norman.
Yeah, they're the first ones to know besides the main 3.
Oh, yeah. And then there's also Sister Krona, who she's just crazy. She's another mom. But she doesn't really serve much purpose. She's just literally insane.
Yeah.
She's the exact same as Isabelle, but more psychologically unstable.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, if we didn't have Sister Crone in the anime, I don't think it would have made too much of a difference in how the story went.
No,
Probably not. But yeah, sorry, Mo, do you want to talk about the catalyst? My bad. I interrupted.
Yeah, let's talk about our catalyst. I honestly think that even though she's literally only in one episode, I believe she was literally one of the most important characters because she's kind of the thing that sets off, like,
sets it all off.
Yeah, Emma and Norman being like, we gotta get out of here,
Yeah.
And that is Connie, 6-year-old Connie. Rip, rest in peace.
Gone but not forgotten.
Gone but not forgotten.
I mean, I forgot about her, not gonna lie.
I mean, Connie, like, she's just like the sweet 6-year-old girl that, what she wanted to be a mom to, and so how it kind of works is they want, like, this produce to be sent off.
Thank you.
At 12.
I feel so bad for saying produce, but, like, that's how they treat them.
They want the produce to be sent off at 12 because that's, like, top tier, but if they can't perform up to standard, then they get sent off earlier. And that's what happened with Connie. And so Connie got sent off to, be eaten by these monster thingies. And she leaves her doll behind, and of course Norman and Emma find it, and they're like, we gotta get it to her. And so they run off down to, like, where Connie is. They're not supposed to go past the gate. They go past the gate. And so they're sitting there looking for Connie, and they look behind a truck, and there's Connie, dead. How do they kill them? Like,
this is something that I've always wanted to answer. I want to know how that flower works because I don't know if because they stab the person with a flower, and I don't know if that kills them, but every time someone has died like that, it's with that flower. And so, like, they go to they pass the gate, and they're like, okay, we can't find Connie. We're going to put the bear, or the bunny, inside the truck. Hopefully she'll find it. And when Emma opens the truck, she sees Connie stabbed with this flower, dead. And,
very dead.
Yeah, and then that sets off this, oh my gosh, and that's when they see these demon monster things.
Like, another 6-year-old, and, like, the quality's getting bad, and, when are we going to get some high quality, meat? And it's just like, they're like, we got to get out of here. I can't believe that life is like this.
Yeah, it's a really big plot twist because it starts off, everyone's so happy. Everyone's just so happy playing, kids stuff. You're like, okay, these kids have tattoos of numbers on their neck. That's a little weird. But everyone's so happy. No one questions that. And then it's so happy. And then, okay, now this little kid is dead. Okay, now there's monsters. Okay, these monsters eat these kids. What just happened in the first 5 minutes of this show?
Because before this, the animation, the music, and everything is really upbeat. But then, like, this scene, like, everything, they do such a good job of animation, of creating the suspense, and, like, the camera angle following Norman while he looks into the back of the truck, and their facial expressions. I really loved how they did the visuals in this animation.
They made everything,
Oh, yeah.
Especially the people that, like, died. Like, Connie, when they revealed that she had died in that whole scene,
yeah.
I literally, like, sat there with, like, my hands over my mouth, and I was like, oh my god. Like,
because it can go from, like, a really happy scene to a transition of
happy scene of kids
of
playing out in the yard.
They did, like, a total 360.
Yeah.
180.
180, yeah.
360. It goes right back.
It goes straight around and right back at it.
I also like the unique use of color.
Oh, yeah.
You don't see too many, like, oranges and all that kind of, in anime. I like how they made Emma's hair orange, and, I like also how it can be bright and dark at the same time. They use the bright colors, but they kind of, like, mute them a little bit to where it's like that this is like a dark thriller just from, like, the animation and stuff, but it can also, like, showcase, like, the bright sides, because they're, like, scenes and stuff where, like, all the kids are, like, playing outside and it's, like, bright and happy and stuff, and you're like, what? Like,
you're like, no, this is not this anime.
Yeah.
I love how they use water dropping as, like, a major point. Like, anytime something serious happens in terms of emotional distress, especially with Norman, there will be dropping water anytime that happens. When they find Connie's body, when he has his breakdown in the hallway after realize he's getting shipped out, like, and even when he, like, leaves, there's just water dripping. And it's really impactful. And then how they use like lanterns and stuff. They use the flame of the lantern as the lighting that lights up the room. And it's just, I think it's very unique how they do all that.
Yeah.
Is there anything about the animation that stuck out to you, Dylan?
I mean, I don't really pay attention to like too much animation, but I feel like for something, because this isn't a long anime, so I feel like it doesn't need like a bunch of like powerful scenes, like because I watch a lot of fighting animes, so it doesn't really need stuff like that big of a punch. So I feel like what it had, it suited it well.
I feel like when, you know, like how in like battle shonen animes and stuff, they use like amazing scenes for, like, for instance, My Hero, when Deku uses like One for All, you know, and I feel like they put those like scenes more towards like the terrifying things, you know, like
in Promised Neverland they definitely do. It's also more subtle, and like the beautiful animations used whenever to create that suspense, like the camera angles following the character while they're walking down a hallway, the first person perspective, which is hardly used in anime. It's used a lot in the horror genre. Like in Another, they did it quite a bit. But what was really unique about it is that they set it at the same height as a child. Because these kids are like 12, right? Like younger than that. So the doorknob is like at the top of the frame because that's how short they are. And it kind of just puts you in their shoes, which I thought was really unique. And I really like that aspect of this anime.
Yeah, it kind of puts you like in the whole mode of like the anime. It like kind of gives you that feel that like, I'm in it, you know, and I'm figuring all this out, and like first player games and stuff like that, you know.
Oh yeah, I mean they also like they use the pendulum as like a different camera angle. They spin the camera around between people when they're talking, and it's just, and they do very subtle like camera rotations when someone's monologuing, which most of the time you just get a panel shot.
In all honesty, like the whole animation and like how they like do the storyline, and it kind of reminds me of like Western TV. Almost.
A little bit. Okay, I can see that.
I mean, like you take like a thriller like Western TV like we have over here and everything, and it just kind of like I see parallels between.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, maybe you're on something because all the names are pretty much like English names.
Yeah, that's true. So, we didn't talk about that, but you're right. Like it's super easy for us talking about because we can say their names. Yeah. But yeah, that's a good point. Like I didn't realize there's a lot of parallels to like
maybe this is like kind of the anime that's going to be more like universal between, you know,
kind of like bridge
Eastern and like Western culture. Yeah, you know, because I mean you can definitely see like the Western influence in this anime.
Yeah, well, like I mean, a lot of times in anime they don't represent like the like darker skin. I was gonna say characters. Yeah. And in this one, there's like quite a bit of darker skin, like.
I mean, Phil, for one. I mean,
well, I was thinking more of like Dawn, but like Phil, like he definitely, like I would say he's more Hispanic, and then like Dawn and like Corona are definitely from like Africa and stuff. So why are you laughing at me?
She's Corona. Sister Crone.
Is her name not Corona? Sister Corona. She's back.
That's why it was moved to January 2021.
She's not actually dead. She's coming back.
Maybe we should talk about music.
Yeah, so Dylan, do you have anything to say about the music at all? Did you like the opening and stuff?
I do. I actually really liked the opening, and I don't know the name. I don't know. Is there a name for the song she hums? Because I think that's
Isabella's lullaby.
That lullaby, yeah, that's really interesting, and that just like starts off with her humming, and then I forget who says it. I think it was Connie asked who. She goes, "What are you humming?" And she just never replies, and it's slowly played throughout this. I don't know. I like that.
I kind of like how with anything like creepy that's kind of coming up, that song plays. You know, like kind of like foreshadowing or like foreboding type. You know, like shit's about to go down. Yeah. Type thing. When like I was listening to like the soundtrack, because I was kind of listening to it a little bit before I came here, it gave me very like Tim Burton like Coraline-esque feel to it.
Yeah, no, not gonna lie, I don't know who Tim Burton is.
Neither do I.
You don't know Edward Scissorhands or...
I know that. I know the movies. Yeah. Does he make those movies?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Edward Scissorhands, The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Wait, is that the one with the creepy, like...
skeleton?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Coraline's one of my favorite movies.
That one was a creepy movie.
That's a creepy. And the music in that kind of reminds me of just, you know, the music in The Promised Neverland.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I really liked it.
I love the use of the sound effects during the entire anime. So, like, at the highest, most, like, intense and suspenseful points, it's silent except for like the ticking of a clock or the dropping of water. Like it just builds that suspense.
Yeah.
And
it's like that simplicity.
Yeah, it's silent and you just it's very Western. That's very done a lot.
It can
in
really
like horror
set the
movies.
mood for the scene, and I feel like that's achieved pretty good.
They
I feel
did
like
it very
everything
good.
combines quite well together.
It's well produced for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Mamoru, you did great, my dude. Because he did animes like Elfen Lied
Oh yeah, he did do Elfen Lied.
and A Place Farther from the Universe.
Yeah, I've never seen that one.
I've been wanting to watch that one. I haven't seen it, but I've been wanting to watch it because I've heard it's really good.
Have you seen Elfen Lied?
No, I haven't.
Dude, it's fucked up. If you episode hasn't released yet, but we talked about in their top 10 yandere because the main character's like psycho.
Okay.
You should watch it.
That's also like kind of psychological thriller horror.
No, I like horror genres and stuff. So like, that's why I probably like this one so. But I've been wanting to watch Another because I know that.
Dude, watch Another.
Okay, I will.
That's one of Maddie's
I
favorite
love
ones.
Another.
Everyone's been telling me to watch it, and I love horror stuff. So
And
I was
umbrellas. You'll hate umbrellas after this anime.
Like, okay.
Every once in a while, he'll literally send me like an umbrella emoji or something, like a person
the
in an umbrella
calamity is
emoji.
about to begin.
You know, or skulls and stuff like that. And I'm like, quit manifesting it. Like, stop.
I'm manifesting it into my real life.
No, like, this whole anime, it's gonna be super confusing, but by the time it gets to the end, you're gonna be like, holy crap, like...
And, like, I've watched it 3 times, and they hint at everything from the very beginning. But it's such a good mystery build-up. It's so good. You should watch it. It's like, you'll binge it. I can pretty much guarantee.
Okay.
So what do you guys kind of think the pros were for this anime?
I mean, this can either be a pro or a con. I think the world development's very unique because they create this setting that's very, you don't know a lot, but you know it's messed up. You know it's in the future. Because I think they think they're in 2015 this whole time, even though in Isabella's calendar it says 2045. Because all the kids are under the impression it's 2015, but there's multiple scenes where it shows it's 2045, so it's a futuristic sci-fi type thing, and
Hey, we're only 20 years away from it.
I mean, right?
Yeah.
Oh, God. But like they drop a lot of hints about what's in the world, and like that's unique. I'm interested to see how they continue developing. It's very like AOT like, where we don't know a lot, but also what we do know is well done. Like it's confined.
Yeah.
It's like we don't know a lot, but we know
I was gonna say you know so
much.
much, but there's so much about the inner part where they are, but the whole world outside is just such a mystery.
I think it's really well done in that aspect, but also I think, in my personal opinion, one of the cons is the lack of information. Like, I feel that's why I didn't like the story as much, is because some things didn't make sense and like they never was explained. But I can tell that eventually they will be explained.
There's a lot of questions that are not answered that you really want answered. Like, there's some good questions that are, but the main one's like, wow, I really want to know this. Oh, okay. It doesn't tell me this, but you're like, okay, that's why we need a second season.
Yeah, like, bring it to us.
I feel like once this anime gets completely finished, that it'll become one of the most top animes, of like this decade.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I think one of the biggest pros for me was that we have a strong female lead.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We do have, which is not typically seen in anime. Usually we have a strong male lead, especially when it comes to shonen.
Yeah.
And so having a strong female lead, I thank them for that,
She's talking about Emma.
Emma
is very strong and independent and very doesn't rely on no man to get her through the show, and she's not just a
it's like
lolly.
Even if Ray and Norman weren't there, she would have been like, we gotta go. We gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
And that's really well done. I also just really like Isabella. I think she is what made this show. Yeah. Hands down. I think that's the biggest pro of this show. Just everything about that character. We've already discussed it quite a bit, so.
I feel like she's the person that you're like, wow, I don't like her. They need to get rid of her. She needs to die. But then she turns into that person where it's like, okay, I like her. They don't get rid of her.
You're like, it's like she's
too
a
good.
terrible person, but don't get rid of her because I like her. I like her in the story.
She's a necessary evil.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
One of the cons of this show, though, is that I believe it has way too many loopholes. like plot holes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, I think they might be explained later, but like we might have talked about this already, but like the biggest one is these children are under the age of 12 and they're handling it like they're in their 20s. Like they are like not unfazed, but they're not like
freaking out and crying.
Yeah, like for I mean, they have little breakdowns, but for kids that have lived a perfect life, they've never gone through anything bad in their life, they discover that they're livestock, and they're just like, we have to escape. And I don't know, and the way they come up with plans, like I understand they're brilliant, but I hope this is explained more further in the anime and like in the manga it's explained, because it's just, for me, that was my biggest issue. I'm like, the whole time, like, you're literally 11, 10, and that kid's 4, and they act like they are like genius.
They have like the maturity of a 20-year-old.
Oh yeah.
But they're like, brains aren't developed that way. So I'm hoping like sci-fi stuff will come into this and it'll explain it, but I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe.
Is there any other comments you would like to make about the show in general, Dylan?
Well, I like what you just said, but I feel like sadly that's not going to be answered, because I feel like it's just like they're trying to make a show, and that's just one of the things that they don't either have time to answer, or they're just saying, hey, this is how it is, accept it. Yeah,
that's true. It's definitely like endgame time travel.
Yeah.
You kind of just have to accept it, and it's a really great show.
That's just how it is, because there's so many... Here's how I rather, like, because people probably... There's so many questions that need to be answered, and it's like, well, we need to answer these questions before this. Why are they so smart? But yet again, Phil is 4 or 5, and they do make him, I feel like, a lot smarter than how he should be.
Well, it's like I would imagine, like, of course, like, he's a 4-year-old and stuff, and he's like, well, I kind of realized something was going on. I don't know what it is, but, you know, and then somebody tells him, there's, like, these man-eating things. There's these
monsters, they've been killing us.
I would have been, like, terrified. I would have been like, take me with you.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't know. I'm interested to see what happens in the future. What do you guys want from the second season?
I really want someone to die. I'm that horrible person.
Not gonna lie, I do too. I really want someone to die.
It's not like I want that, but it's something that I feel is very likely. Because it's not like this is like Attack on Titan where everyone dies, but it's also an anime where people do die, and I feel like someone's going to die.
Well, like an anime, for example, Fairy Tail. No one ever dies in Fairy Tail.
Yeah.
Except for like one character, and it didn't make sense. But like, there were so many times in that anime, I felt if they had just killed a couple characters, it would have pushed the show so much farther.
I see that, yeah.
Because like, I mean, then again, it depends on the demographic they're going for. But for like our age and kind of like our preferences, this is like one of my biggest issues with like modern Western television. Everyone's just happy. Everyone ends up happy in the end. I'm like, this anime is not happy anime. Someone is going to die.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily mean like a major character. If a minor character dies here or there, like that still just kind of sets the tone. Like, oh shit, like this is life or death.
Yeah.
This isn't just like happy life, you know?
I'm just excited to see what happens back at Grace Field House compared to what happens now that they're outside. You know, like, I like to see, like, where they go, what they do, how they're going to survive, you know, because keep in mind, these kids don't have outdoor survival skills, you know, and so some of those younger ones, to see
what happens.
You know.
I don't remember the name, but the guy that they found, like, the Morse code for on the book.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about. I can't remember
his name, something that I thought about was like, okay, how, does it say how long ago those books were made? Because I was like, well, if this guy's still alive... Where is he? I'm like, okay, what if this isn't, because it's so hard to picture this world that it doesn't talk about. So I'm like, are there different, like, or just hear me out, because like on this world there's different continents. People do something on another continent that we don't agree with. What if this farm is somewhere else that these people don't agree with, and so he sent these books? I don't know.
There's like an AOT type situation.
There's so many different ways. Does that make sense?
I understand what you mean. It's like very Hunger Games, you know?
Yeah.
Like, there's different, like, what is it called?
Districts.
Yes.
And then, like, the 13th district's like, rebel. And so, like, maybe he's from the 13th district, but he's, like, in the capital type of thing. Like, I can see a lot of parallels to the worlds between Promised Neverland and Hunger Games. I'm interested to see if it's going to take that approach, or if it's like they get out and everything is like they travel like 10 miles and there's already civilization and they quickly find somewhere to go. Like, I think
it's going to be more of like Hunger Games type situation, like go to District 13 and then start like a rebellion, type situation.
Like, they're for sure going to get chased a lot. And I would not be surprised if some of the kids get captured.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I almost kind of want that to happen, like some of the kids get captured and they have to leave them behind because they have to get away.
I think someone will get captured and then someone's going to interrogate them, and that person that interrogates them will be Norman. That would be a big plot twist.
I can see that. Like, Norman's actually being used as a pawn. Oh.
Yeah.
I can see that. Oh, there's so much.
There's so much that they can do that. That's just one of the things about this, because it ends in such a way you're like, what? Because the last time, the last scene you see Norman in is, you're like, okay, he's going to be eaten now, and then you see it
pushed into this room.
And then
it's like,
and then you never see him again, because it's obvious that he doesn't die. Yeah. But he's there to die. But it's obvious that they put him in a situation. You don't know, like,
what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Literally, you just see his face, and then there you go. You don't see him again.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see what happens. They can do a lot with this anime.
Oh yeah.
And fingers crossed. That's kind of one of my things. Like, it's so close to being really good. So I really hope they don't let it down. Like, I hope they don't drop the ball on it. I hope they keep pushing it.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
Like, what are some animes that like could have been really great and just ended in like they didn't care.
Let me think about that for a second.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know any animes, but I never watched Game of Thrones. I heard that ended really bad.
Oh yeah, Game of Thrones is a great example of that terrible ending. Death Note would be a good one too, where
like
after episode 15, like it just kind of.
Oh yeah.
Because that's the true ending. If we're gonna talk
about
if
I ever recommend it to a friend, I just say watch the episode 15 because there's nothing after.
I was like, it actually ends episode 15. Don't watch anything after that.
Well, Tokyo Ghoul's a good example too. Great first season. Second season was, I thought, good, but it was uncanon. The third season tried fixing issues, and that's just a hot mess.
The third season for that, it starts off very slow and chill, when I feel like the first and second season of those are really like, yeah, like whoa and stuff like that. And yeah,
I don't know. I'm interested to see what happens with Promised Neverland, but I have a question for you guys.
Go for it.
Okay. So, as you guys have probably figured out, I like to ask some strange questions about like the show. So, who in this anime are you the most like? Like, who do you think we are like? So, Dylan, who is Molly the most like, and who am I the most like?
Oh, I have to tell you.
You don't have to talk about yourself. We will tell you what we.
I don't know.
You might give him a second to think about that.
Mo, do you want to go first?
I can maybe go first.
Oh, okay.
So, Matty, you kind of give off, like, Ray vibes. You knew it was coming.
I knew it was
coming. I can see that. You have a book in your hand.
You give off kind of Ray and Norman vibes.
Really?
Yeah, because you're kind of like that, like, planner, and, like, you're very,
true. I definitely have Ray's, like, bluntness.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then in Dylan, I can see parts of, like, Emma.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, send hearts.
You're like, yes, thank you. Show me love.
I can see, like, parts of Emma, and then, like, I don't know who else, but...
I mean, for you, Mo, I really get Gilda vibes.
Gilda vibes?
Yeah, like, I can...
Explain.
Because, like, she's very, like, observant and very, like...
Is it the glasses?
Intelligent. Well, not just the glasses.
The glasses.
But she's, like, very perceptive of everything, but also, like, not necessarily timid, but she kind of keeps to herself, which is a lot like your personality. But also, I feel like she just doesn't... She's not, like... I wouldn't say you're not a leader, but I definitely think you're more of, like, the meticulous thinker in the background, like, giving advice and working hard towards this goal, you know?
Okay.
Like, and then, like, if you're an officer, you'd be, like, the secretary.
Okay.
Gilda's like the secretary.
Okay.
So, like,
yeah. Okay.
Does that make sense?
I see.
That's probably the easiest way to explain it.
I don't remember his name. What's the...
Is it Dawn?
Is that the guy that they told with her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like, honestly, I'm more like him, and here's why. Because
that's kind of the other one I was thinking of.
Because I feel like, because he wants to help people, but also he wants to be put on this level where they don't think he's at yet, and people might underestimate him. Mm-hmm. And so, like, I feel like that's with... Like,
he wants to be taken more seriously.
Yes.
Before he actually deserves
like,
it.
He's not as smart as them, but he wants to prove that he's up there with them. So I feel like that's more like me, because, like, I'm definitely not the smartest, but also I want to be... This is a good example. I'm a twin, so people love to compare twins. People think, twins, they're the exact same. That's not the case. Like, so like my brother, I feel like he's a lot smarter with me, but also people I just want to be seen as I can do it too. And so,
I understand. See, I kind of see Sister Kronos.
Crone.
I don't think that's her name, but whatever. Crone. I can see Dylan being Sister Crone a little bit. I can see, like, if you were trapped in this world for that long, you would literally have, like, you'd be super caring.
Next time you see me, I have a little torn up baby doll.
Like, I can see it. Like, if you were, like, put in this situation, I can see that your mindset and everything would go in that direction.
Yeah, probably.
I can see that happening, and I can see you, like, caring about these kids and being, like, super friendly and stuff, but also you want to survive, and so you develop this, like, split personality almost to survive. I can see that. Maybe it's the twin thing too, but
man, I don't know.
And Mo, no offense, I think if you were trapped in this world, you probably would.
The same thing as Isekai, dude.
Yeah, you'd probably be dead. You'd be like Connie.
Yeah. Dude, I got ADHD.
Like,
I was dead when I was like 4.
Well, if this was actual school stats, yes, I would have been dead when I was 4. I would have been the crap that they ate that they didn't want to eat. That's just true. Like, I failed, like, pre-algebra, like, I failed it twice. So,
wait, and you're a nurse?
Yeah, isn't that awesome? No, okay, so I failed pre-algebra. I had to take it again. After I took it again, I was homeschooled, so I've never... So, that's what I'm saying. Like, I never did well, but I did tell myself, because, like, nursing school is hard, so I was like, if I tried as hard as I did in nursing school, in actual school, I would have been a straight-A student. Like, it's no joke. It's hard crap.
I mean, with school, like, you have to be passionate about what you do.
Yes.
And so, like, for both of you guys, I definitely think if they let you be more creative and do what you're interested in, you do a lot better in school.
There's also, obviously, there's good and bad teachers, but, like, you can tell a difference between, like, a professor or a teacher that truly wants you to succeed and do the best and will be there for you than most probably teachers. Yeah. Then most teachers probably, well, here it is. Okay, here you go. If you didn't pick that up, that sucks. You should have been paying more attention and not there for the questions that you'll ask.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, if I was in this, if we're going off of how we did academically, I would probably be there till I was 12.
Nerd.
Just based off of how I did in school.
Honestly, it's just me off of my ADHD. Like, dude, I was in 1st grade and I couldn't read.
I mean, in your defense, I also couldn't read, but that was because English wasn't my first language. But
It wasn't?
No, it was Dutch.
What?
Yeah, they literally were like, you can't speak Dutch anymore at home because it's a speech impediment. So I had to go to a lot of reading school and summer classes when I was younger because I was very behind in my
I did a lot of
skills.
summer school. A lot of summer school.
Me too.
And then I discovered Magic Treehouse, and I read those books all the time, and I got better at reading.
All right.
And Percy
Magic
Jackson.
Treehouse is like...
That was the...
Bop.
Yeah. We used to buy all those books, and then we were still, like... We were in middle school still reading them, and my mom was like, maybe you should move on. And I was like, you're right. You're right. But, yeah, I feel like that's pretty much Promised Neverland. Is there any other last-minute thoughts you guys want to share?
No, I think we've covered everything.
And if people are like, well, they didn't really answer anything, well, that's Promised Neverland for you. Because
there's a lot of questions.
It's just one of those things that there's so much stuff answered, but there's so much stuff that's left unanswered. And that's the thing that makes you want the 2nd season. Because it's not like, if this isn't the greatest in anime, it's okay because it's a very short anime. It has 12 episodes. So it doesn't have to live up to the highest expectations, but
I mean, if I'm recommending this to someone, I would almost say, hey, the new season's about to come out. I would wait till the new season's coming out. Oh, yeah. It'd only take 3 months for the whole thing to come out. Well, probably 4. And then I would binge watch both seasons. Because we don't know what the second season's going to be like, but if it's just as good as the first season, then I would recommend it.
Because I feel like how it's going to be is the first season is that tiny little snowball that's rolling down the hill, and then the second season will be it forming into a big one.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Maybe it'll be so good and we'll get 24 episodes. Fingers crossed. Dude. Can you see that happening?
I can see that happening.
I can see that happening. That would be really
cool. Fingers crossed. But I definitely recommend this to people, though. If you're wanting to watch a kind of like very unique about children, a thriller, a horror, this would be the anime to go with. Because I can't think of any other ones that take... It's very unique premise.
It is.
I feel like it's something that anybody could watch and anybody would be like, oh yeah, that was kind of good. You know?
Yeah, because there's... Okay.
Like even like my non-anime friends, you know?
Because it doesn't have that... It's anime, but it doesn't have like that, senpai this, senpai that. It doesn't have the big, boobs bouncing up and downward.
Well, I mean, they're also 12.
That's a good point.
Age of consent 13.
I'll shut up now.
That's true. No, you're fine.
But it does have like, if you wanted to start on a simple type one, I feel like you could do this one.
I kind of want to force our friend Lucas to watch this with me.
Do it.
Because he listens to our podcast. I don't know why, because he hates anime. But he's a great friend. He's really supportive. But I'm like, I want to get him to watch an anime with it. And he likes scary stuff, so I might try getting him to watch
this is a good first one, though. This really is, because it's not long. It's 12 episodes.
Yeah.
And
it's very quickly like, what the fuck is going on?
It is. It's not one where you have to watch the first 3 episodes, first 4 episodes.
To actually get into it.
It literally, you're like, the first episode gets you, okay, this is kind of stupid. There's kids. There's a demon. They die? What?
You're like,
what's going to happen?
What? Okay, I'll watch the second one. Okay, what?
I mean, I remember when I first watched this, I binged the whole thing.
I did too. This was one of the ones I binged.
I did too. I remember because I started right before work one day, and then I had to like go to work, and the entire time like I just want to watch Promised Neverland. So then I went to bed, and the next morning I finished it, and I came into work literally like, what did I just watch? It was just so crazy.
I always find like little small ones like this at like 10 o'clock at night, and I just watch it all night, and then you just go to bed. You're like, heck,
Matty just finished Happy Sugar Life.
Yeah. I've never seen that.
You gotta go watch it, dude. This one's crazy.
Dude, no, like Happy. Okay, we're gonna be reviewing this. Maybe eventually we'll talk about we talked about it in the last episode. We talked about Devil's a Part-Timer, but like Happy Sugar Life was a total mindfuck, dude. Like,
really?
I like yandere characters, but this was a whole new level of like kidnapping small children and keeping them in closets, and then like raping people, and then like becoming sexually attracted to small children, and then like
by the title, I didn't think that's what it
was. I didn't think so either.
And it's 2 girls. And it's like a girl in high school and then like a girl in like elementary school.
But there's a massive amount of abuse in it. Well, like you've never seen it.
Yes, I have.
You haven't seen the whole anime.
I've seen most of it.
Do you? No, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
Because if you had, our review for it on their top 10 yandere would not have been how it was. Because you told me she killed 20 people. She only killed 3 people. Only.
That you know of.
Dude, I watched the whole anime.
Dude.
But like they portray
I remember her
abuse.
Killing more people than that.
She didn't kill hardly anyone.
I remember her.
I was very disappointed. Her aunt killed her. No, her aunt didn't kill anyone either. Her aunt's just crazy. But like, so many people get killed, and then there's like it portrays abuse very interesting. Like, it was interesting, and the effect it has on small children. So like, it's a nice contrast to Promised Neverland, which shows children in a beautiful life. And like very joyous, but get stuck in it. That they find out their life is terrible. Whereas Happy Sugar Life is all these kids are extremely abused from a young age, and they're trying to make their life happy, and they go in a really fucked up way about it, like Stockholm syndrome in some cases, or just beating people up with bats.
Because like the 6-year-old believes like the whole thing. It's exactly Stockholm syndrome.
I don't want to talk about it. It sent me to a bad place that weekend. It messed me up. Oh, God.
Well, maybe we should get into our music recommendations for this week.
Mo, do you want to go first?
Yeah, My music recommendation from this week is one that it's an anime that I started a while ago, and I got about like halfway through it, and then a lot of stuff happened, and so I quit watching it, but I really liked the opening. It's the opening to Twin Star Exorcist.
Oh my gosh, you talk about this a lot.
It's a really good
The opening's
one.
good, though.
I haven't heard that opening in a long...
Twin Star Exorcist, it's called Valkyrie, and it's by Isuka Otome.
Wait, that's the one that's Valkyrie?
Valkyrie,
It's been on my playlist forever. I have no idea what the anime...
Yeah, Twin Star Exorcist.
I think I've only seen like the first 10 episodes of that.
Wait, you've seen this anime?
A very long time. I never finished it.
I think it's really good. I want to finish it.
I've never finished it. Every time I cross it, I'm like, hey, I always started that, but I haven't finished it yet. But I feel like that's me on like so
Further
many...
down the road.
But yeah, I'll definitely check it. Like, I've definitely listened. It's a bop. It's definitely a bop.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it.
It's on my playlist.
I'll do my rec real quick. You'll like this one. So, me and Dylan have watched Assassination Classroom. And
Yes.
I love Assassination Classroom. I've never cried so much before in my life.
I cried.
I literally cried for 3 hours.
I didn't have tears. Like, I cried.
It was so bad. Mo, on the other hand, has not seen this, and she's like, I know how it ends. It's not that great. And so...
You haven't... Okay.
She's literally watched like the first 2 episodes and watched the ending.
You can't get attached in first 2
Yeah, like,
episodes.
no. This is why when Mo is like, oh, I've seen that. And I'm like, have you actually seen it?
That show has so much character development for each character, and then it's just so sad.
I tried to go back and watch it. I just couldn't get into it.
It's sad, but it's so happy. But
I
that's
loved
why
it.
you cry so much.
I loved it. But one, I liked most of the openings, but the one I'm going to recommend is Question, the third opening, which it's just a lot more upbeat than all the other ones. It kind of sticks with you. The last one too, Yesterday, which is the very last opening, it's talking about the countdown and stuff to the last day of school, and it just, after watching the sadness of like the third to last episode, listening to the opening again and reading what it says, like it hits different. And okay. I like those. Those are my music recs. I guess 2 and 1, but like y'all should listen to them. They hit different if you've seen the anime, but also they're kind of a bop. Like I like listening to them.
Now, Dylan, what's your music rec for this week?
I really don't listen to a whole lot, but I'm just like we talked about it earlier. I'll just say I don't know the name of it.
Unravel.
Unravel, is it the Tokyo Ghoul one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I feel like that's always one that people listen to. Like, why do I like this so much? It's so good.
Like, it's iconic. Like
it really is.
I mean, just like that little opening snippet and stuff. It's like anybody knows what that is when it comes on.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, arguably, this is one of the best openings in the past. It's maybe not the best opening, but it's definitely
one of the most recognizable.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely most recognizable.
If you play this anywhere, all weebs will come together.
Everyone will look up and go and
just cracking knuckles.
They're cracking knuckles. No, it's like I watch so many videos on like YouTube of like people playing the piano and like playing Unravel, and then everybody's like,
that would be awesome.
You know?
Instead of being that kid at school that plays that one song in the
or
gym,
like Sasagio.
Oh, that would be so.
You don't know how many people go like do like the whole
do
salute thing.
They do the
when
salute.
Sasagio starts playing.
Oh, I love it. So good. Those are some good music.
That would be fun to learn a song on the piano. I've never thought about that.
Oh yeah, like people have played it for talent shows, and I've seen the video, and all the kids are like screaming and yelling that are weebs, and I'm like, dude, like
all the people that aren't are like, what is this?
Like, but like, I wish someone in my high school did that when I was in high school at a talent show and played an opening like that, and
But you didn't watch anime.
Well, not at the time, but like I would have loved for something like that to happen where everyone's just cheering and screaming like, yeah, like get it, because like I know now so many people that did, even when we were in high school. Like I wouldn't have been. I would have just been like,
yeah,
sounds good. Why is everyone cheering?
Yeah, but I feel like anime now has just gotten so much more popular. So
yeah.
like I feel like if you did, I don't know, it's hard to say like if you did this back then you'd get made fun of because I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. It's definitely like
people who dressed in cat ears and hissed at people.
Yeah.
In the hallway.
I never hissed at people. I wasn't one of
you
but
went
it's
homeschooled.
those people.
That's
that,
true.
But it's those people that give anime watchers a bad reputation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like there's.
I mean, not to be like mean or anything.
Well, there's literally a clip of some news anchor being like, "Well, anime is for people that like sit in their room and jerk off to small girls and stuff," and I was like. Well, but yeah, anime just gets a bad rep from like adults and stuff that just don't understand it, I feel like. But now, like Gen Zers, especially and millennials, we're like, I don't give two craps what you think about us. We're gonna like what we like.
Yeah.
Like a boomer would be hard to find a boomer that actually likes anime, but
I mean, like, my parents don't mind it. I mean,
That's true.
Well, now that Avatar is so popular now, I feel like that's a good transition to, hey, if you like this,
I mean,
you might like this.
I mean, I don't think my parents would, like, willingly watch anime by themselves.
Yeah.
But, like, if I told them, like, hey, watch this with me, they would watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I got my dad and brother to watch My Hero with me, and like my family's the
I don't think my
stereotypical
parents
jocks.
would do that.
Yeah, no.
No.
Can you see-
I wouldn't want to do that. I just don't think that'd be
Well, like,
fun.
doesn't D get like literally D's gone up to me and
all
like,
D thinks. If you go up to her and talk to her about anime, she'll go, "Oh, is that the one with boobies?" And
yes,
stuff
that's
like
literally
that.
what she said to me before. She's like, "Oh, that hentai." She's like, "That's pretty much just porn." I'm like,
That's like
No.
she'll literally. Oh, it made me so mad. Like she'll walk up to people and be like, "Yeah, Dylan watches that booby cartoon stuff," and it, like, and I can hear her, and it'll be like at Egberts and stuff. I'm like, "That's not
Stop.
it. That's not it at all."
why would she say that?
Like I watch.
well, I mean, okay,
I watch shonen. I don't watch fan service.
I mean, I definitely like
Matty
the fan
does.
service. Not gonna lie, but like, I mean, what doesn't make sense to me is like there's so much Western television that's literally just straight up sex where they censor out the dick.
Yeah.
But like you see full like boobs that like in anime they usually censor that.
Oh
kind
yeah.
of, most of the time.
Yeah.
Depends what animes you watch.
I mean, it doesn't leave up much to the imagination,
Yeah.
but, you know.
Like, I mean, so doesn't normal television. So like I don't understand like why people are like, oh, that's just cartoon porn. I'm like, you watch literal porn.
Yeah.
Like especially Netflix originals. Like
365.
what?
365 is just basically porn.
Oh really?
Dude,
Yeah.
Netflix has this. I wouldn't call it. I don't know. It's called Devilman, and
Devilman.
that's really.
Are you talking about Devilman Crybaby?
It might be that.
Is it an anime?
I think so.
Is it the one about the devil?
It's this guy, and he turns into like this devil guy.
It's
It's
Devilman
Devilman
Crybaby.
Crybaby.
Okay, so yeah, okay. That was really out there. I was like, okay, I can't watch all of this.
I watched all of it. I liked
Was
I
it?
haven't seen it.
I liked it, but I stopped because
It's a little too much.
I was on D's Netflix. So that's the reason I stopped.
Well, isn't there that one really graphic sex scene that's like also extremely like PTSD driven?
Yeah.
I don't know. I stopped
There is.
watching it like
There's a
3
lot of those
episodes
moments
in.
in Devilman Crybaby. It's kind of one that, like, you kind of have to be a seasoned, you
Yeah,
know,
like
anime watcher
my friend Nash,
to watch that.
he was like, "This is one of my favorite ever." Like he's like, "This is one of my favorite anime," and I'm like, "Oh really?" I'm like, "I'll probably have to check it out." But then like I kind of read what it was. I was like,
like,
this
it's
is
really good, and the
really-
story is really interesting
Yeah.
and kind of cool.
"It's a
And,
lot."
like, it's basically about the destruction of the world, like, you know, through, like, sin, kind of.
Oh okay.
You know, but, like, it goes about it, like, in a kind of different way, and, like, sin manifests in, like, devils and stuff like that. But it's really good, but it's just, like, the content in it, you kind of have to, like, understand anime to be able to watch it.
Yeah, that makes
Otherwise,
sense.
you're gonna be like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Another recommendation for y'all, like check out Devilman Crybaby. It's on Netflix. You guys have probably already seen it with all this quarantine stuff. You've been bored enough. But we probably should draw next week's episode. Probably
Yeah.
a review. So
Can,
Dylan.
can I draw?
You wanna
draw?
Yeah, I want to draw.
like
Dylan
literally,
gets the honors
like,
to draw this week.
when we walked in, Dylan was like, "Oh my gosh, it's the jar!"
It's
and
the
we
jar.
were like, "What?"
Yeah.
So I guess the jar is like, I guess popular with our massive fan base out there.
Yeah.
like, cause
All
you-
right, let's get the jar.
Because like before you guys started, Matt was like, "Hey, we're starting a podcast." I'm like, "Cool, I'll watch it." He goes, "Really? Yeah, I like anime. I'll watch it," and stuff like that. And you guys always, "Okay, let's draw." And I just walk in here. There's a jar with looks like a bunch of fortune cookie wrappers.
Pretty much.
in there.
It's like, and it smells like.
Spices.
Describe the
Spices.
smell, Dylan, for us.
Just literally go to your spice cabinet and just smell it. It smells like every spice there is.
Okay, Dylan.
All right, mix it up good.
Please draw
Ready,
Happy Sugar
drum roll,
Life
please.
or something with a lot of
I'm gonna draw JoJo.
JoJo.
JoJo is not in there.
Because we have not seen it.
Oh, Fire Force.
Oh yeah!
That's a good one.
Woo! I love Fire Force. Wow, I'm so excited we're reviewing this one.
I drew one I knew. Okay, cool.
Thank you. Thank you, Dylan.
You're welcome.
Man, we're drawing all mine lately.
That's gonna, like, cause me to finish it.
It's good.
Wait, you
I
haven't
know.
finished Fire Force?
No.
The second season just started.
I know.
Like,
Did it really?
A couple days ago.
I didn't know that.
I know, but like I watched a dub, and I'm rewatching with my brother right now, so I'm kind of like, I don't know. It's been very recent, so I'm excited that we're reviewing this. I'm like cradling the jar now.
Fire Force.
Oh, Fire Force is good. Y'all will like this one.
I like
I'm
Fire
excited.
Force.
It's a good shonen. I am interested to talk about because rewatching it, there's some things I want to talk about. So I'm glad we're reviewing this.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right, guys, and I guess that's the end of our episode.
Yeah. Do you want to do some
social media
plug stuff?
You guys can find us on Instagram and Twitter. On Instagram at Bingers Anime Edition, and on Twitter at Anime Bingers. We upload every Monday, basically.
Yeah, and please like, subscribe, review. We got a review. Like, we got not a review.
We got 5 stars.
We got a 5-star rating on
iTunes.
iTunes. What?
I don't know why I said
Does
that.
that mean this is a 5-star podcast?
I mean,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
we're gonna get someone out there
I
that gives us a
guess.
1-star just to spite us, Lucas.
No. But yeah, if you guys really like this episode, like, subscribe,
Please review and please reach out to us. If you
Tell us
happen
what
to
you
be
want.
from Washington, Virginia, and you listen to us a lot, can you please reach out to us because we want to talk to you because we need to find who you are.
Yeah, we're very grateful that you listen to our podcast every Monday.
Something I've learned from them is they love looking at where their viewers
Are
listen from.
I mean, we don't get personal information like their name or anything.
It's just like, whoa, this person from here.
Well,
We've
keeps
had a few
listening.
from Australia and South Korea.
Yeah, and it's
stuff
super
like
cool.
that,
Well, my friend Anique listens to it from the Netherlands, but she just listens to us to help her fall asleep because our voices are soothing to her. But I'm like, okay, I'll take it.
Well, hey, I'm Dylan.
Hey, Anique. Sweet dreams.
Oh, wow.
That was so bad.
But, all right, guys, check us out next week.
Yeah, and thank you so much, Dylan,
Yeah,
for joining
thank
us.
you.
Thanks for having me, guys. Hopefully it wasn't too bad.
No, it was awesome. I had so much fun, and
Our
we'll do
first
this
guest star.
again. We'll need to do this again before you leave, if you're willing to.
Before I leave, I'm not
Before
going
we
anywhere.
leave.
Oh, okay.
We go
Yeah,
back to
before we
school.
go back to school.
Just let me know.
Yeah, we'll do it. And if you guys like the guest star stuff, let us know, and we'll keep them coming. If you want
We'll get
Dylan to
different
make more
ones, too.
appearances, we can get Dylan.
I
to
would
make
love to do more
appearances.
appearances. I was telling, there's not really too many people I can tell, because my brother was like, "Where are you going?" I was like, "Oh, I'm doing a podcast."
Matty. And
Matty.
What's our names?
No, because I was like, okay, I can't say Matt.
Well, no, you just said
Oh,
it. God damn it, Dylan.
So much editing.
Throws
fine.
the jar.
Throws the jar. I need to put this down. Can you put this back behind us? But yeah, that's funny. So what did you tell
Yeah, what did
your
you-
brother, Dalton, our famous TikToker friend?
No, I said, I was like, yeah, I'm going to do a podcast. And he goes, what are you guys talking about? I'm like, oh, we're going to talk about anime. He goes, oh, okay.
I was like, you can judge me all you want, Dalton. I might not have 1 million
We're
followers.
a 5-star podcast.
Take that. At least we didn't lose all our viewers.
Man.
That was kind of mean.
Well, it's not that I don't know, he showed me on his phone, like, it would be 0, he'd refresh, they'd be back. So it's like they're in the process of messing around.
China's doing some crazy stuff.
That's fine, because on my last video, I have 15 views. And I woke
you
up,
have a TikTok? I need to follow it.
yeah, and I walked up to him, I was like, look, they didn't take away my 15 views. How do you like that?
That's funny.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, thank you so much, Dylan. And
You're
thank
welcome,
you
guys.
guys so
Yeah, thank
much
you guys.
for listening to us.
We
Good
love
luck
that you guys
binging.
listen.
Our bingies. I love our bingies. Thank you, Dylan. You are officially one of the bingies.
Cool. We need to get more bracelets. Like,
Dude,
you can make them custom made.
We should make bracelets.
Because I always write Dylan was here, so I made it
Oh
say
my
Dylan was
gosh.
Yeah.
That's great. We actually are thinking about making some merch.
Making t-shirts.
Like designing some stuff, maybe getting
I'll buy a
You
shirt.
buy some?
I'll buy a
Yeah,
shirt.
we do. I think we should probably get a Patreon too.
Yeah.
Do you know how that works?
I have no idea how that
We'll
works.
figure it
We'll
out.
figure it out.
But yeah, guys, check us out next week when we do Fire Force.
Yes. All right. Thank you guys so
Yeah,
much.
thank you guys. We'll see you next week.
All right. Bye-bye.